Hey guys, I wanted to talk a little bit today about shame. Shame is something that has been plaguing me for a very long time. It's something that plagues all of us at some point in our lives, and some of us it plagues us our entire lives. And for a lot of us, we don't know how to deal with that, and shame ends up completely overtaking our entire being. As an addict, I live with a lot of shame. It's almost easy as a newly recovering addict to put on a face and say, I'm not ashamed. But that's just putting on a mask, because it's not facing, you're not facing what you've done. And for a long time I wasn't facing what I had done. I was just simply overlooking it all. And until I got here to Round Lake and we started talking about, the things that addicts or alcoholics do in their addictions, and the people that we hurt, and how much we also hurt ourselves, the mistakes that we make, the lies that we tell ourselves and others. I mean, I had the illusion that I didn't carry any shame, because I had dealt with everything that I had done, and I was okay with it, so I wasn't ashamed anymore. Well, no, I hadn't dug deep enough into my emotions and feelings and my past, but that's definitely something that I've done while I've been here. That being said, I'm not living in the past. I'm not regretting what I have done, because my journey is what brought me here to this amazing life of recovery. So yeah, I don't regret what I've done, but I do have remorse, and with having remorse, you do have shame for what you've done. I'm not as ashamed as I used to be. I can walk around now with my head held up and say that I am a proud and grateful addict because of what my addiction taught me. And because of the path that I continue to travel on, I wouldn't be on this path if it wasn't for my addiction. So we had an incredible incredible speaker in our class on shame. His name was Darian. He was a very engaged, captivating individual who you could just sit there and listen to this guy talk for hours and hours and hours and not get bored. And he brings everything full circle in a way that makes absolute sense without question. And we talked, well, obviously our class was about shame, so we talked a lot about that and how it comes from colonization. There's a lot that with each topic that we do in the program, because our program is only 7 weeks, not even 7 weeks actually, and because of all of the topics that are in addiction and because of all the topics that are in healing, we can only spend so much time on certain topics. So on this one for shame, I really want to do more research and more work, because there's a lot of shame that I need to rewire in my brain and stop the shame cycle, basically. The shame cycle is what led me to be in the victim mode for so long, and what led me to be in survival mode all the time, just doing whatever I had to survive, whether that was fighting or running away, fight or flight. It was the only thing I knew. I only knew how to fight or run away from things. And I've been running for a very long time, and I don't want to run anymore. I've said that before. I'm not running anymore. And I have walked through the fire with my brothers and sisters here. We've had some tough days, but the power of the circle is remarkable. It's undisputed. Dr. Lee Brown, we had a Zoom meeting with Dr. Lee Brown today, and one of the things that he said was that when natives can finally all get into a circle, that's when the healing will begin. And it's true. When we all as a group came into that circle, our healing began. The healing power of the circle, the healing power of the medicine wheel is phenomenal. But what I have to say about recovery is that it's not easy. There is no quick fix to addiction and alcoholism. There is no cure. This is a lifestyle that we have signed up for. A recovering lifestyle that we have signed up for. And this means that we have to do this every single day for the rest of our lives. And that can be a discouragement for some people. But it gets easier with time. And then eventually, it's not work anymore. You don't have to work at being well anymore. It will just come naturally. But you have to put in the work, and you have to repeat it every day. Repetition, 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 until it's not work anymore. It's just our minds and hearts have been so programmed to toxicity and negativity for so long that it's gonna take time to unravel and deprogram everything that we've been taught by our parents, by our teachers, by our counselors, by our, law enforcement people, social workers, you name it, in the past. I mean, there's a lot more awareness now in educating people in addiction, but there's still a long way to go. There's a long way to go for psychology, for psychiatry, for philosophy. And these are all some of my favorite subjects. Spirituality. And I'm so open-minded. I like to research everything. I want to know everything. Like, I have such a thirst for knowledge now. It's crazy, and I never really had that before. I mean, even when I was in school, I was just doing good in school because I wanted good grades, because I got rewarded at home if I got good grades. I wasn't necessarily caring about the work that I was doing. I don't remember anything from high school. All the subjects that I got A's in or B's in or whatever, I don't remember what we learned. There needs to be more classes in school that pertain to life skills. Like, so much of what I'm learning now, I wish that I would have learned years ago. But then, like I did say too, a lot of this stuff I was being told back then, but my mind was not registering anything because I wasn't ready to receive the knowledge. See, you have to be ready to receive the gift of knowledge that you are going to be given. And I never used to look at knowledge as a gift before. I used to just look at it as something that you had to work for and memorize and study. I never really thought of knowledge as a gift that was being passed down, but it is. But see, you have to be ready on the receiving end of that as well. And then having received the knowledge, you don't get to keep it. The only way we can keep what we've learned is by giving it away. That's one of our sayings in our NA program, and it's so true. We cannot keep what we've learned unless we give it away. And that's how we keep what we've learned, because we're constantly gifting it to someone else in need, right? Dr. Lee Brown also talked about heart energy and how the beat of your heart and the energy from that extends outside of your body for up to 8 feet. So your energy level is literally affecting anyone within 8 feet of you. And this is why we need to be mindful of the energy that we're sending out there. I am always careful to be sending out positive, happy, healing, well vibes everywhere I go. When I'm not in a good headspace, I isolate, because I do not want to affect other people with my energy. And I do, because I vibrate at such a high level that my energy, it really extends outside of me, and it affects every person that I'm around, and I see that. So if I am not vibrating at the right level, I have to isolate myself and not be around as much people, because I can influence them. Now, when I'm in a great space, happy and positive and vibrant, and I feel my energy vibrating at a high level, I like to be around as much people as possible. But you know what? Not everyone wants to be around my energy. They will actually get annoyed at my energy because they are not vibrating on the same frequency as I am. And I have to learn to accept that and not take it personally. I have a hard time not taking things personally. Like, I take everything to heart, and I wear my heart on my sleeve. I'm a very, very vulnerable and sensitive person. I'm working on that. I'm trying to become more strong by observing stronger people, and looking at what they do and hearing what they say, hearing their tone, hearing the words that they say and how they act, how they move. It's different from mine, but with every value, you have to balance it with the other one. So if you're proud, you have to balance that with humility. If you're honest, and you can be brutally honest, but you have to balance that with kindness, so that you're not mean about it, right? So, like, with me, I have to balance my kind energy with also being strong, being that almost asshole who's going to stand her ground and keep her boundaries in place so that I remain detached and am able to separate myself and not have another person's energy affect mine. So that's something that I'm becoming more and more aware of, and more aware of the work that I need to do to make me more stronger in that area, so that I don't deplete my energy, but I don't let others take it from me. I used to have a habit of doing that all the time. So it's hard for me. It's also hard for me because I have spent so long living through other people's successes, building them up into the beautiful being that I know that they could be. And then once they are, I'm at a loss of purpose. So instead of putting all that focus and energy into other people, I need to put that energy and focus into myself and get myself to where I want to be, so that I can, when I do help others reach their potential, I am not, once they do, I will not be left feeling so empty like I used to be. I know that I am meant to help people. I am meant to empower people. That is my purpose, I believe, is my ability to empower others. Because I always see the best in people. I see them at their absolute best. I see their potential. I see them for who they could be. I don't see them for who they are in the moment. Like, some people can be absolute assholes to me and I won't see it, right? Like, and I've had, people in my life call me gullible, naive, but you know what? They're wrong. That is my superpower. I just need to learn how to practice that without causing harm to myself. And one of the tools that I need to learn in order how to do that is detachment, and self-worth, which I'm learning more and more about all the time. I am becoming, I'm sure you guys can see it. I mean, I've come a long way from where I was just a few months ago. So I know I can do this. I know I can keep doing this. I know that I can build something. I don't know what yet, but I really do want to empower not just women, but children too. Because I see so much damage that we do unintentionally and unconsciously to our children as parents. And we need to fix that. But we have to be humble enough to admit where we went wrong and go there to that low place and understand what made us think or act that way. So we have to go there. We have to go into the dark in order to bring the light out. And that's something that I've always been meant to do. I have always had the ability to transform something that is ugly and negative into something that's beautiful and positive. I always find the Easter egg, or whatever you want to call it. I always find the diamond in the rough. I always find the light somewhere there, because to have the darkness, you can't have darkness without the light. But also, you can't have the light without the darkness. They cannot exist without each other. Happiness cannot exist without sadness. You have to acknowledge and validate both things. It's the yin and the yang. And it's so important to do that, because if you just acknowledge one thing, one value without the other, you become disembalanced, and then you're off kilter, and anything can happen at that point. And trust me, it has. To me, it completely destroyed my entire life, because I was not balanced. Our native teachings on the medicine wheel are so important, and I never realized how important they are until I came here. So now my whole focus is to have that medicine wheel balanced. And it's not going to be balanced all of the time. Like, we're not perfect human beings. There's no such thing. The purpose and the point is when that wheel is unbalanced, the point of the medicine wheel is to bring awareness to that area of your life that needs more attention and love and focus and energy, and then to give it that so that you can become balanced again. And then you're going to be balanced and everything's going to be good for a while. But hey, you know what? Life happens. Shit happens. And, you know, you're going to do another medicine wheel a week from now and realize that, oh shoot, like I've been slacking on my physical part. So you know what? Maybe I should hit the gym. Which is something that I've been doing. Can't you tell? So, you know, the medicine wheel is not a tool in order to make us the perfect human being, because there is no such thing. It's to bring awareness to the areas in our being that need focus and energy and loving kindness and compassion. Mindfulness I've been practicing a lot lately, how to be present and aware in the moment of everything that you're doing. I remember in one of my videos, one of my promises to myself when I got clean was I was going to do everything with intention instead of just doing it because I'm supposed to. I've spent way too long living my life on autopilot. I don't want to do that anymore. I want to live my life with intention and purpose. Now, like, that's the only thing that I want to do, is to do everything with intention and purpose. and to have the truest and purest intentions in my heart. And yeah, I am taking an addictions course online right now, so I'm going to be spending a lot of my focus on that, and doing some more research into the topics that we've gone through in our program, like the medicine wheel and triggers and boundaries and shame, and also healing. Our native culture has so many teachings in the art of healing that I really want to dig deep into, and study more. Like, I just want to study everything. We really need to go back to our old ways, to our teachings, to our language, to our land. We really need to go back to our land. That is so important. Native people and their land are like this. First Nations, Indigenous people, we are the Creator's helpers. We are the helpers of the land. 80% of the total food consumed on the other side of the world, 80% of the total food consumed over there has all come from us, from North and South America, from us native indigenous peoples. Isn't that crazy? And also another kind of mind-blowing tidbit here. It took 20,000 years to develop corn. It used to be a grass. I had no idea. It took 20,000 years for us to develop corn. 70% of all the medicine out there in the world, 70% of it has come from native indigenous traditional plants and medicines. 70% has come from us. Another thing that I've learned today, it is our belief that 9 of our ancestors came together and agreed for us to be born. That's one of our teachings. Yeah, there was a lot that we learned today through Dr. Lee Brown that I want to do a lot more research and study into, but I'm going to leave this here for now. I do have a night program to go to tonight, so yeah, I'll leave this video here for today, and I'll talk to you guys tomorrow, maybe. I'll see you when I see ya.